apologize for that. And Mr. Stock is now here. And then
Yes.
Mr. Jackson, we're gonna have 2 hearings here this morning. Mr. Jackson's here, and then Ms. Stewart's here. And so just real quickly, we're gonna take up the Valier stock case first. And then I just wanna, but for this, my comments I'm about to make are for everybody. Well, for
Craig
one
looks
thing,
mean.
I'm hoping you're pulled over there, Mr. Stock.
Yeah, I'm in the work parking lot.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
And
It's
so
okay.
Yeah.
these hearings, just kind of the very
I'm not
nature of them,
driving.
or and particularly in both of these cases, because I've reviewed everything that's in the file, are pretty emotional experiences. Both of you are going to hear things you don't like. Both of you are going to hear things you disagree with. It's going to be my job to determine kind of what's actually going on out there.
Craig
being
looks
at a
pretty
disadvantage for you
stone-faced, by
two,
the way.
because I'm meeting you for the first time, hearing about all this for the first time over the weekend, and reviewing the files and getting ready for this case. And then I'm gonna have to try and figure out the best course of action from here. When the way they're going to proceed, I'm going to swear in the petitioner first, and then I'll hear from the petitioner. After that, I'll hear from the respondent. And then based on all of that, I'll make a decision one way or the other as to what's going to happen with regard to the order being requested. All comments need to be directed to me. Don't interrupt the other party. Don't try and talk over the other party. I'll give you a chance to respond if you wish to have it, but again, I want all comments directed to me. And so again, as I said, we're going to start with the Valier stock case, and then after that, we'll take up the Stewart Jackson case. And so Ms. Valier, am I saying your name correctly is my first question?
Bias, yeah.
Valier?
Good enough.
Okay, well, correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
And I want you to raise your right hand, please. Do you swear and affirm the testimony and information you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I swear.
Mikey, in private,
You can put your hand down.
Terminator sent
And
over. It's the
so
first
I have
girl.
reviewed the
Okay.
file, but
If you want, we could do that right after this case.
there's been submissions on both sides. I want to hear from you on why you feel you need an order against Mr. Stock.
The main reason why I am requesting this order is because of the fact that Mr. Stock started driving by my house just to see if there was people at my house. And this is after the whole fact that we had ended things and I had requested him to leave me alone. That is the main reason why. And also because he started harassing a coworker of mine and sending inappropriate images and text messages to a coworker of mine.
Ooh.
I know that the order doesn't necessarily guarantee that that's going to stop, but I really just didn't appreciate the fact that he started driving by my house to see if there was somebody else there.
And
Yeah,
you
well-
referenced, you had submitted a number of texts
Done
there.
that
with-
before.
You know, basically, as I read those texts, along and the shorter of it is, you're asking for him to stop that. What's been his response to that?
I mean, I'm not sure. Shortly after those messages, some of those texts were sent to my coworker. The ones that are redacted are the ones that he had sent to my coworker. I mean, ever since the protection order started, he did stop contacting me. It's
kinda
just
weird to just
unfortunate
send to
that
her coworker
it basically
something.
took all this. I also
Real quick, did Who's Handsome throw out some? Am I reading that right?
Thank you.
Awesome.
I'll put them on the train.
Thank you, Who's Handsome.
submitted some voicemails with transcripts in there as well. And he does state in the voicemails as well that he is aware that I'm requesting not to have any contact with him, but he's continuously to call me. But like I said, after my order was granted, or the temporary, I shall say, he did stop contacting me.
Okay.
Well, it's a plus.
That's good.
So
And then he submitted.
they were together, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it seems like they had some sort of romantic interlude. But how did, I mean, understand he sent it. How did he get her co-workers' phone numbers to start texting them
That's a good question.
lewd photos? Because
Yeah.
it sounds like he was sending them like some,
So, hey,
D pics.
you got to give her credit. She did the right thing. She found out and said, okay, bye, But then he kept showing up. At least he listened to the temper.
It seems like none of the problems started though until she'd already told him to hit the bricks. They were done.
Yeah.
A number of things also. I expect I can hear from him that you've been texting him. There's a number in there. What's your position on that? Now, Mr. Stock, I'll swear you in just a second, then I'll hear from you.
So along with my my submission, I did also include the fact that those messages aren't me. He claims that it is me, but there are a number of names mentioned in those text messages, and the only point of reference he has of it being me is based off of a beauty mark that I don't have. I also have,
So there were some nude photos
Mm-hmm.
that were sent to him, and he's claiming they came from her.
Mm-hmm. But
And she
she
said-
has a beauty mark, or the pictures have a
The
beauty
picture
mark?
had a beauty mark that she doesn't have. I'm guessing
So,
is an identifying
are we-
feature.
Are we maybe getting into where we thought, of course, eggplant pics, right?
Right.
Sent from Craig to the coworker. Now, it
Maybe
might-
it's these pictures he sent it to the coworker and say, see what she's sending me? This is what's going on. This is what she's doing. Any chance there could be a third party involved in this and catfish situation where they know they were dating and they're trying to cause some trouble for her, perhaps, with these sexy nudes?
This might be good.
Your Honor, you don't know me, but I have tons of tattoos, and the images that he included, none of those images include any tattoo that I have. He's just, I honestly feel like he's falsifying it
Are you Mikey
to
Mike?
have some sort of reason
news.
to either have some sort of communication or some way of making an excuse to have some sort of communication with me. I do believe they're falsified text messages. I don't know if he's corresponding with somebody or if he's doing it himself. None of those numbers are related to me. They're not related to any cellular device that I have or anything like that.
Okay. All right.
Mr. Stock, can you raise well, hang on just a second.
We probably should
So in
see
his,
the
there's a
pictures and let
picture
us decide between
We
the
should
two.
determine this.
Right?
on one of them. There's what appears to be him and then another woman. You're saying that woman is not you?
Oh, he's seeing the
That woman is me,
Fucking
but I'm
person.
talking about, there's a picture, I want to say on page, I think it's like 38. It's a redacted photo, but
Oh,
he
I-
states that there's a beauty mark that
Okay.
is me. There are pictures that he did send to that
Do you have them
phone
printed out in
number
front of him right now?
of
Oh.
us, and those are me. But the way he tried to prove that it was me messaging him is by saying that I have a similar beauty mark
Oh, I
to
see, I
that
see.
one.
Okay.
And
So
that's even the
So that
Oh, wow.
background.
that-
Yeah, this is a little bit
right,
complex here at the moment.
at first we were to believe that there wasn't any photos of her, but now we're finding out there are photos because he's like,
Mhm.
there's pictures of him with a woman. And
Me
you're saying
too,
that's
JJ.
not you, and she says no. Some of those are me. So I'm guessing we're clarifying that some of them photos
Yeah.
are them. I'm guessing
did say-
being intimate, perhaps.
And look at him. He's got a stack of papers. I'm wondering if he like printed them out because he knew he was going to be. So he was
And Judge
actually-
has all the photos apparently
yeah.
right there in front of him, and
That's
he's
why he
like,
won't stand up at the moment.
"Ooh-wee."
Damn.
Let me
That
see.
picture
the-
with the Post-its on it is not you.
Yes.
And
Is that
Alright.
one make her look worse or
Hmm.
something?
Mr. And that was a
Oh
image.
yeah. So all right. So she's
Just-
admitting to say yeah.
Yeah,
So it's like,
is the ones that she says are not her, like
Yeah.
her with a
What?
fruit or vegetable of some sort in the photo? I mean, what is going on in the photos that she says those ones
Right.
aren't me? These ones, yeah, these are me, but those ones that are really
Oh.
bad, very salacious. Oh no.
boy.
So we're only gonna say the ones that aren't quite as bad are me, but the other ones are not. I don't know.
It
this
was
seems-
apparently sent
oof.
to him, but you're saying you're not the person who sent that.
Yes, I'm not the person texting him from
Got
all those numbers that he's claiming.
Mr. Stock, could you raise your right hand, please? Do you
And
swear and affirm the information and testimony
somebody's
you provide will
might
be
be
the truth, the
playing
whole
here.
truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can put your hand down. So I'll hear from you. What's your response to all of this?
So so we broke up on the 18th of September. The 19th of September, she came over, and at that same time, I got the text message from that 299 number. That was the day that night that we broke up. And it says, "Hey, are you okay?" Or it says, "Hey, you." From there, it went everywhere. And when I say everywhere, at first I thought it was her because we weren't talking, but we have gone through breakups to where we would break up and then get back together. And so when this person was messaging me, I was pretty much thinking that it was her, but at the same time, I didn't want to talk to anybody else. And on page 3, you
Your submission, you need to say page 3. There's a number of submissions. Are you talking about yours, the ones you submitted?
Yeah, it's kind of hard. There's
I bet it is.
Yeah, what's kind of hard?
in the files, it'll say page 3 at the bottom. In the court files, it's like I submitted 54 photos or 54 things, but I only
54?
submitted like 46 pages. So at so that night, on September 19th, I said, Damaris Baez, I said, stop, as in like acting like someone else. And I got a response with, I love you. I said, I love you, Damaris. And then I got a response with, do you though? I was like, I love her a lot. She has my heart. And then I got another response saying,
who's handsome? Obviously, we might need a wellness check. He's
Look at this
out.
guy. I'll just throw him back on again. He's getting doubling the pleasure, double the fun. Creed, is there any chance somebody's is messing with these people, or someone has gotten a hold of some photos they're not supposed to, or is there a third party that we don't know about?
Why do I feel like she is such a sweetheart though that she would text him and say, "Hey, are you okay?" after a breakup? She
seems very genuine, very nice, sweet girl. She's got that look. I mean, when you got the little hair hanging down in the face, it gives you that appearance of she's a very innocent young girl, covered up. She might be covered in tats.
All right. So, okay, Gary, good question here. In the beginning of this, did she not say that there were some pictures sent to a coworker?
Correct.
We initially thought he
was like sexting her, but
it might be him sending pictures to a coworker that might be actually wanting some interest in her. Maybe.
I'm thinking hopefully we'll find out in a second. Maybe he's justifying some of his stuff. Like, look, she's sending me this stuff, or maybe she even had her coworker message him. Because I got to figure out how this coworker, I'm guessing it's a female coworker. It could be a guy. We don't know. But maybe as a go-between, how sometimes you're like, you talk to her friend to try and talk for you, try and get back in when you're not talking to each other, maybe as a go-between. And then she sees the pictures and she freaks out like, these aren't pictures from me. These aren't text messages from me. There's a lot of uncertainty there. We're really just making things up as we're going along right now.
Well, for real golfing goes, I can see that. And she does seem really sweet from what we've seen so far. I mean, it's entirely possible. Is she smart enough to do it from another phone number though, or would she want to do it from? I don't know. This is an interesting case so far. I hope we get the answers we need.
You have my heart too. And then I was like, why would you message me from another number? And it says, because I want to see if you'd fall for this. So that, like, it from there, it kind of like spiraled from being one person, then to being my ex-girlfriend, which is Damaris, and then to being a Cynthia. And when we stopped talking on the 28th or the 27th, she sent me a photo of a check that she found on the ground outside of her residence, I would say. And she says, I don't know if this is a coincidence, but I found this on the ground, and it was a check, and the name on the check was Cynthia, and the name that person that was text messaging me said her name was Cynthia.
Okay. Oh my God. So many moving parts. So the person in question and texting him divulged they were Cynthia, we don't know who Cynthia is. And then ironically, she finds a check outside of her apartment or home, whatever, that's made out to a Cynthia or from a Cynthia. Again, third party. Is there a third party involved here that we don't know?
Well, here's another interesting thing, and Edward picked up on that because I just noticed how he just hesitated about the resident thing. She's definitely in an RV. Ooh. Edward, you're absolutely right. Just look at it. She's in like one of those little benches, a little bench seat.
Yeah,
like slide out. It's a slide out, basically. It looks like
it's a very nice one, though. I mean, look how nice it is.
I wonder if she's in Thurston County, living at the RV park. Interesting.
Now, all while was going on the 23rd of September, I went to Miss Via's house. I re-dropped off the stuff that she dropped off at my house on the 19th. And I said, I don't want it. You need it. From there, everything was going fine. I just finished fishing. So I couldn't stay long, but we had a chance to talk a little bit. We got in the car, we went to the store, we went back to her house, we had intercourse, and then I left. And then from there, it was pretty much like talking on the phone and talking through text message. But this number kept calling me and kept not calling me, but messaging me and messaging and messaging. And then,
so I'm sorry, he went when this fishing trip and then the intercourse. These are after they broke up and after he was already getting the Cynthia messages.
Yeah, because he's doing okay with like the dates. Because I think, didn't he just say we're now at the 20 something?
Okay. I mean, he might have been done fishing, but he wasn't done with his pole. It's very interesting. He did say there was a lot of back and forth where they break up and back and forth and this. Yeah. But again, there has to be a third party, or one of them is insane.
Somebody's playing puppeteer.
So you'll see, unfortunately, like when this number is messaging me, obviously my emotions are getting into it because, it's saying that in my mind, I'm thinking it's her. And so that's the reason why I called her a lot, is because I'm like, why could she message me from this number? I'm like I said, now that number has stopped messaging me since this order has taken place, which is weird because it's messaged me for ever since up till December 20th or whatever, or 15th or 16th.
What about your okay, she referenced some communication with some co-workers there. And I think some things included which are fairly inappropriate, to put it mildly.
It
Oof.
was
like that.
inappropriate. So that number that messaged me was telling me to come over to her house, and that Byron was over there, and that I can come over in an hour. And I was like, okay, well, obviously, me.
Which number is this? I'm sorry.
Who's Byron?
Yeah,
The
who's
number that had
Byron?
been sending him the stuff had told him to
Hello,
come
Cole.
over. Cole, to come over, and then we've mentioned Byron. Is Byron the coworker who got the inappropriate text messages from him?
And did I hear that right? That this person said that Byron is here. Come over in an hour.
Yeah, like wait your turn.
He's still thinking, but not thinking that it's her. I'm like, okay, well, where do you live? And what's your boyfriend's name? And the number from the 299 number message back saying, the answer to both those questions. So knowing where she lives, which is at a trailer park, I don't know if it's referenced in there, but I know it's been referenced. And so, yes, I did, I did go online. I did go on his Facebook. I did find out what kind of car he drove through his Facebook. And then from there, you can see the very first number where
That's a little
easy does it, Stalky. Again, though, I guess if he's confused, maybe a moment of confusion, we would all do something kind of maybe that. But he's
absolutely, and you have a right to look into certain things here and there, depending on how you play it.
I know he's dealing with the queen of the trailer park, but
number one.
Hello, Hector.
Pretty good day so far in court.
You might want to rewind this.
It says been verified because I signed up for been verified to see what number, who was messaging me. But that's how I got his number. Unfortunately, it was childish. It was immature.
I think that he referred to this RV park as a trailer park.
So he said what's been verified? Is that like one of those reverse lookup numbers or something, or how to get somebody's phone number?
I don't know. Anybody?
He said that's how he got Byron's phone number, and he did message Byron.
Mama tried. Yeah, he's like right on that.
He's fallen from grace right now. He's slipping.
I bet you
that's
what it is. Ben verified would be one of those. You ever look up a number and it's all it's all.
Do you got pay and you can read all the information?
Yep, I bet that's exactly what that is.
It was immature to call her all those times. I'm not saying that I did the right thing. So
say that again, please. You tailed off there at the end.
I did say it was immature to message him those things. It was immature to message him at all. I know that
especially if he's the new guy.
So
your replacement,
ma'am. I'll hear from you there. You look like I may be misreading your body language, but it appeared to me that you wished an opportunity to respond. And then I'll give Mr. Stock the final word and I'll give a decision.
Yes, Your Honor. So he states that he had seen the vehicle, which I do reference, I believe in exhibit. It's either C or D in my declaration that I submitted. He states that he knows the vehicle by reviewing something on Facebook. So that vehicle does not belong to Byron. That actually belongs to somebody else that had spent the night at my house.
Ooh.
And
Go on.
The only way that Mr. Stock would know what vehicle was at my house is if he came. So in my community, which
easy does it. This is a family show.
What's your wording there?
I'm guessing like if she does live in a trailer park, and I don't know how many people are with trailer parks. Some of them are like straight back. You just drive straight down till you get to the dumpster and you turn around and come back. And some of them are like a neighborhood.
Yeah.
Either way, it's not like he's going to be just driving down Highway 17 and like, oh, somebody at her house. Like it's a house.
But is it wrong? Is it wrong to drive by an X and just kind of get an idea if
Yes,
it is
100%. You shouldn't be driving by X's houses and then being nosy.
Many wrong things in my lifetime.
It is. Stay away.
I'll give a Google Map image of where I live. So I'm not the only car that's visible from the street is my car, which is parked in front of where my house is. But where the person that spent the night, that car was parked behind my trailer. In order for Mr. Stock to see that vehicle, which he references twice in the text messages, it would mean that he had to physically drive into my community and drive around my place of living.
Mm-hmm.
That is the only way. That vehicle that he mentions, I believe it's a Scion Xbox or XB. It's a square type of vehicle. That vehicle was parked behind my trailer, and that vehicle did spend the night. And
just the vehicle, though, not the driver.
So, have you ever had anybody come over and stay the night and say, "Hey, if you don't mind, you park out back there"? So,
can I hide my car? Try to hide. I mean, it look. They were trying to hide it. They didn't want it to be seen.
But they weren't
romance
together, though, right? So it didn't matter.
They already broke up. Wasn't like they were dating. They had already told each other, she'd already asked him to stay away. And I believe all this other third party messaging had gone on. So, he drives the Xbox.
But she wouldn't have known about the other messaging, though. Would she?
Well, he's telling her, I'm guessing. I don't know what point she found out about it.
Yeah. Interesting case, this one.
And that vehicle does not belong to Byron. So the only way
also it's somebody else then.
Yeah, we're juggling Packers, Creed.
Whew, man.
So that type of information is if he drove to my house and saw that. I don't live in close proximity to Mr. Stock. He lives in Shelton, and I live out here in Lacey. That's like about a 30 to 40-minute drive. And that date that he sent those text messages,
way out of the way.
Those are not related to the dates that he received the random text messages stating, "Oh, come over." I submitted my timesheet as well for work. And those dates I was working, and I don't have a job where I'm allowed to use my cell phone. It's a driving job, and part of my job is to make sure that I drive under safe conditions.
Okay, so she works.
So those dates that he's stating that I said to go ahead and come over are inaccurate. I was working those days. I don't even have the ability to text people throughout my work days.
Okay, and Mr. Stock, I'll give you the final word here.
So that car is on Byron's Facebook. She's saying that she cannot text.
He says you're a liar.
She's at work.
He's doubling down on old Byron being over there, giving her the
lying. It was Byron, you son of a bitch.
And in fact, at her last driving job, she would text me and video chat with me while at work. So
breaking the law.
Can you believe it? I don't know. Did you see her face when he just said that, though?
Did you see the way he said her last driving job? Like, you're not a real driver. I'm a real driver.
When she's at work. And in fact, at her last driving job, she would text me and video chat with me while at work. So I
think that's the first time that I don't believe her for a moment. That's just a little bit. It's all right. It's not a big deal. I'm just saying.
People break the rules to get away with significant others and tell them things all the time.
Sure.
Have those text messages well if you want those to where she's at work saying that she's at work, and
that's not gonna do with this.
I do want to point out
he's definitely coming off a little bit too jealous, right?
Yeah.
There is
unless he's trying to build like her credibility, like, she just told you she wouldn't do that. I can show you she's a liar, Your Honor. That's what he's trying to build towards, but I just don't see. He's coming off looking pretty bad.
He is, Jim. You're absolutely right. But I think that he's. I think he was pretty heartbroken. I think he liked her a lot more than she liked him because she was ready for Byron.
But I do believe that she would text him from her job. Of course, I believe that 100%.
Yeah,
because this was big for me. It kind of hurt. So on September or October 30th, I wrote her an email about getting closure and being on and going for dinner.
What?
Oh,
come on!
I mean, that's last ditch effort. That is right. That's Craig trying one last chance.
That's code for I'm gonna beg you to take me back.
100%. You see that face she's making? She knows it. She ain't.
Baby, come on. Come on, baby. Take me back, baby. Please, baby.
Craig was really in love with her. And
that girl is the best he's ever had in an RV.
Oh, I think there might be a little something off with both of them. Now, Craig, again, he's really kind of on the other side of the almost stalking, pretty close. But
I'm not saying anything bad about young lady here, but I feel like maybe she's a love them and leave them type, whereas Craig is
fine.
I fall in love, baby. I mean, all it takes is holding hands, and he's like, "I love you. I love you so much."
That's so funny. Yeah, you just know 100%. He just wanted to sit there and beg through the whole. You don't go. That's not how you get closure, dude. It's not
closure. Let's not see each other anymore. Let's just try and forget about each other. But he's gonna be there just begging her, like, "Baby."
I get with that. Baby. That playing in the background, or maybe even that as she walks into the restaurant.
He's got Motley Crue without you playing in the background.
Day, I show up there while she's leaving, and I go up to her car and ask if she's gonna come inside so we can talk. And she laughs in my face and takes off. And drives away.
She could have slapped you.
It's true.
She's laughing in your face. She did you a favor, but again,
so she knew that
she's a love them and leave them type creed. Where Craig is at.
Nothing anything wrong with that. Some people don't love this long.
You can't love for long sometimes. Made a mistake.
Yeah, it's what it is.
She knew the time that I was going to be there. She knew the day, and I thought it was, I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but
it's just you. Don't worry.
I wouldn't think that you would show up to a place where you didn't want to be seen or talked to.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, awkward silence there. Ooh, cringe.
All right. So, in reviewing the file, many of which were referenced in the testimony, combined with the testimony of the parties, here's where I'm at with this. And so, Mr. Stock, again, based on your testimony, it doesn't even sound like you're sure that she was the one texting you those texts that. He said, it seems like it, you thought it was, but I can't make any sort of finding that she's the one that was doing that. And looking at her testimony and exhibits, there's a clear pattern of, look, I leave me alone. And I don't want to talk to you. And yet the contact continued. With reference to the car, she's telling me that, well, he wouldn't have known that car unless he was here. And I said, well, no, I actually went on Facebook and found that car. Even by your own version of that, that's problematic. If you're on Facebook, frankly, the way I see it, if you're on Facebook trying to track down and find someone that she may or may not be dating, that kind of tells me something. And so, and also I find that, those texts sent to a coworker, which, as Ms. That's problematic as well. That tells me that you been kind of an unhealthy breakup, at least from your end, and maybe from Ms. Valles. End as well. But based on all of that, combined with, again, what's in the file, combined with the testimony, I'm going to grant an order I'm going to enter an order. It's going to be in place for 1 year. You're
Surprise,
not to have any
surprise.
contact with her. You're not to, no texting, no calling, no emailing, no communication through Facebook or any other social media site, which I'm not aware of. She's just not a part of your life. And that, you know, you live, and as she indicated, she lives apparently here in Thurston County. You live out in Shelton. That shouldn't be a problem for you.
Stay in your
but,
county.
Yes,
that's
stay
what
out
I'm
of
gonna
this
do here
county.
today. And so, give me a few minutes. I'm going to complete the order. And again, it's just to turn.
There it is.
Hang on just a second.
Oh
There it is. I'm no surprise there. I wish.
no, I'm not surprised at all.
I wish that we could have dove a little deeper into this because there's a lot to this story. I commend both of them. They kept their mouths shut, waited. They took their turns. They were respectful about it. But they keep throwing out these nice little nuggets, and we never did get down. I wish that this was a 2-hour case, to be honest with you. I want to know more. But
It's one of those cases right now, Creed, that either he's like a level 4 stalker, or he's been making these emails up and sending them to himself to justify what he's doing, and he's a level 10 stalker.
Oh boy, that could be. Yeah,
there's such a swing right there just based on those text messages alone.
Where we were saying about there's a third-party puppeteer somewhere, and it seems like that he could have been. And you're right. If he was doing that, yep, level 10. You're absolutely right.
And she has no interest in him whatsoever.
No.
She's more than done with him.
Yeah.
She was to start with, and he just couldn't get that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's coming in here and trying to.
He got a big neck tat. I just noticed. I didn't.
Oh, nice. I know she has the little
ring
piercing right there, a little ring.
Good for
Very
her.
dainty. Good for her.
Jim's thinking of level 10.
Yeah, he's definitely right there on the edge. And
no harm, no contact.
Byron's next.
And don't come within 1,000 feet of.
Screw's got a string of do not contacts.
Her residence or her place of employment. And
What
as
about
I said before, again, the default
coworkers?
Time period on these orders is a year, and I'm going to go with that for right now. So this, and again, if that can be petitioned to be extended, but it needs to be done before the expiration of the year. But as of right now, this order will expire on January 30th of 2024.
Well,
Thank you, Your Honor.
And that's it. You're free to leave the Zoom call. You can get a copy of this order.
she did say that that on the last one that he did what he was told and stayed away.
And it's one of those situations without us knowing 100% about this third party possibly intervening and doing all this other stuff. It's that big swing between the 4 to the 10. And if he's making up these messages and doing that kind of stuff, what a psycho. I mean, really, he's like completely nuts and in love.
There's no doubt about that.